various capacities. She does everything. But one thing she's really, really known for is making costumes. Gayle is the go-to person for our community theater events and our high school musicals and events and shows. And she does a fantastic job working with the kids, working with the community to put together these amazing costumes for every play, every musical that the drama department puts on over at the Hedelater Performing Arts Center. And speaking of the Hedelater Performing Arts Center, Gayle actually invited us to join her tonight as she works with the kids to get them fitted, to make sure the costumes work, to look at different color things, to figure out if people can dance in certain costumes. And I'm telling you, it's going to be chaos. We're really excited. I'm actually going to hit stop here on this recording here in a second, and I am going to take over my lapel mic over to the Hedelater Performing Arts Center, and we're going to mic Gayle up. And I'm just going to talk to her, ask her questions as she works with the kids, as she figures out how she's going to make this next musical look amazing through the costume design. Now, the next musical is The Little Mermaid. The high school's putting it on later this month. We're going to talk about all the details of Gayle just here in a moment. So stick with us. We're going to head to commercial now, but when we come back, we're going to be mic'd up with Gayle Olson at the Hedelater Performing Arts Center. Be right back.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
That's another good question for Emma's upstairs. That's another good question for Allie.
So Gayle, how many years have you been doing this?
That's a really good question. One of the first times I helped with it was when Community Theater did The Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah.
And that was in 2000.
Okay.
Had a daughter that was in that one, and so I helped with those costumes.
24 years. You're a quarter century now doing that. That's awesome.
That's a while ago.
That's awesome.
And then, so I helped with a couple of different plays over the early years. And then when we did Aladdin, Community Theater did Aladdin, and not Jesus Christ Superstar.
You did Alice in Wonderland at one point.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. That might have been a community theater one.
That was a community theater one. Godspell.
Godspell
was another one.
Nice.
Aladdin and Godspell were a couple of the first ones that I was the designer, the costume designer.
Nice.
And then Spamalot hit.
Oh, is that a big one?
Spamalot was a huge one. We had between 175 and 200 costumes in that.
Oh my goodness.
And lots of people who were multiple characters. And so we had to figure out how to layer them so that they could either put something on really quick or take something off really quick.
So just costume change after costume
Exactly.
change. Oh, jeez.
Crazy stuff, you know?
So what's this show that you're doing here?
This is The Little Mermaid.
Yeah?
It is by far the sparkliest show that we've ever done.
Did I just hear you say that you accidentally put some of the stuff in one of your loads of laundry and now your husband's clothes came out sparkly? Is that right?
They came out sparkly for a little bit, but as they dried, the sparkles fell off.
They fell off. Okay, cool.
So he's okay. What they're doing now, these kids are the kids that are in the ensemble, and so they are a whole variety of characters. And right now they're practicing to be gulls to see if they're leg warmers.
Like the birds.
The birds.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
See how those leg warmers work. And they'll all have white sweatpants on, and we'll have to pull those up so that the orange legs show. And then they'll have white shirts and gray vests and a white hat.
So those are the legs of the goals, and then the whole costume. Now, how do you do the costumes? You just go buy them, or do you make them yourself, or how does it all work?
We do a whole bunch of things. The The white sweatpants we bought,
Right.
a whole bunch of white sweatpants. The white shirts, we've been hunting up people's old white shirts and
Nice.
hemming them off straight.
Pretty sure I donated a couple to those causes.
I think so.
According to Abigail, yeah.
Yep, I think Abigail was in charge of finding a bunch of them. And they're being hemmed straight across the bottom and then the pointed part of the collar cut off.
Nice.
So that way they can switch quickly between being sailors, being gulls, being fish. Will take them a little. They have to make a couple of changes to be fish and jellyfish and
Right.
cattails and lily pads. And
Whoa. So is the ensemble usually the one that has to do the most changes in terms of a group of people?
It kind of depends, but in this case, yes.
Right.
They definitely have the most changes. And you'd asked where we get some of them. The lily pads were capes that we used initially for, they were made for the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
they
yeah,
were in
yeah.
the poppy scene.
Nice. Okay.
So we're able to reuse those.
Nice.
And
Now,
bought
what's
the
this?
sweatpants
What's this
and
gorgeous dress behind you then?
This dress is going to be one of Ariel's dresses. And it was originally made as Caitlin DePriest's Sweet 16 dress.
Oh, nice.
Who is kind enough to let us use it. We're going to decorate it up, make it sparkle, because you can't have a Little Mermaid that doesn't sparkle.
Right. Right.
So we'll put some things on it that will make it look not like a Sweet 16 dress, and go from there.
I love it. You're good. No, we're doing real time. You're
Do you
good.
want me to give them to them tonight, or do you want me to keep them in that box?
Their names are all on them, so you can give them to them. That's fine. And I think they all have.
I think that yours could be even tapered.
So we will get these sleeves cut off and hemmed up and have vests for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you? Yeah, they're not going to slide down.
Okay, you're okay then.
Awesome.
Do you want the Seco pack?
Please. Thank you.
So, Gayle, for 25 years, why? Why do you keep suffering like this? I guess it's fun, right?
Yeah,
It's fun.
It is fun. And part of it's the hunt. I mean, you asked
Right.
where we got it, and first we dig through what we've used in the past and see if there's anything that we can reuse.
Right.
And we've got a couple of those things in this play. And then it's the thrift store hunt, trying
Yep.
to see if there's anything that we can make into something for a little or nothing.
Nice.
And Marlene DePriest and I used to joke about the costume gods. That just when you need some crazy thing, there it is at this thrift store that you've never
It just
seen.
happens to
anything
appear
like
out
that.
of nowhere.
Exactly.
Do you ever go down to Weird Harold's in Burlington and look through that,
Yeah.
rummage their stuff and try to find things?
And in fact, when they sold out, we got a bunch of things.
Oh, nice, nice. That's
and,
awesome.
And used, they're part of our collection now.
Now, you were telling me when we were talking on the phone earlier, getting ready for this, that part of the reason that you do this is seeing the kids grow up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what's your
Yeah.
experience of that? 25 years, you've seen a lot of kids go through the program.
And that's a difference between some of the community theater things and the high school productions.
Yeah,
Especially, kids come in as freshmen or sophomores and they're nervous and they've never done this before and they're not quite sure what they need to do on stage and they
Right.
get some of the little bit parts and then watching them grow in their confidence and their stage presence and their ability to communicate. And a lot of times, it depends on the show, but a lot of times I'm down here sewing and other kids are down here while they're not having to be on stage. And
Right.
so I'll get to watch them interacting or working on homework or watching somebody help somebody else with homework.
right.
You really get a good sense of who they are. And I don't know, anybody who says kids these days don't know the kids I know.
Right,
Because kids
right.
these days are amazing.
Now, I'm a little biased because both my kids are in this particular show, which is going to be fun. But I'll tell you, I've seen you be part of these the whole time with my kid going through, and I might get a couple tears in my eyes as we get to the end of this last one, because seeing him on stage and being this last show that Sunday is going to really
Yep.
hit home that we're on the very last home stretch before
Yes, it
graduation.
does. One of the things I do every single show is I get one of the posters of whatever the production is, and I ask every single actor and stage crew person to
Nice.
sign my poster, and I tell them that way when they're rich and famous, I will have their original signature.
I love it. I
And-
love it.
And some of them are going to be
Just
that
like
way.
Caleb. Caleb's
Yep.
going to be rich and famous someday, and you're going to have his signature and have dressed him in his very first and last high school play.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. It's a big one, isn't it? That makes me sad.
It's gonna. Well, tell me, I'm gonna be bawling my head off. I think on Sunday when I see you and Robbie and all them up on this thing.
I don't, but I'm going to put a ribbon on that so that it will not just be solid blue.
Also,
That's-
Sith had a weird end, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I kept trying to fix
probably
it.
because
but
it lived in a box with other stuff
Probably.
on top of it.
Maybe just like, maybe
Poof it up a bit.
So did you even put my name on this?
I do.
Awesome. You were talking about just drama kids in
Right.
general and just how you see them as some really, really good kids.
Yeah, and this show is really special because the director and the choreographer were both drama kids.
That's right.
They started here on stage when they were underclassmen.
And this is their first musical
This is
produced, and
their
this is
first musical.
Mackenzie Kaufman, evidently the
Well,
teacher of the year.
all three.
All three? Who else we
Yeah,
got? Who else we got?
Kaylee.
Kaylee, yep.
Kaylee Peterson-Mulford.
Yep. Very
and
good.
then Allie Lau.
That's right. That's right.
So all three of them came up through show choir and drama and all that sort of thing. And so seeing them come back home and
Giving back
get
to
the
the
next
community.
generation on stage,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's very cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us today and letting us sort of invade your space as you go and do everything with all these kids. You did a great job of navigating everybody.
So, but I think they'll be ready.
I do too. I think it's going to be a really fun show.
I
It's a
think
good group
it's
of
going to
kids.
be a blast of a show.
Awesome.
And that's our show. Huge thank you to Gayle Olson for not only letting us interview her, but having us interview her while she's volunteering and working with those incredible kids. If you'd like to attend the musical and support all the great high school kids, the musical is March 21st through March 24th. Those are evening shows on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with a matinee on Sunday. Thank you again for watching our show here, Southeast Iowa Live's Community Profiles from Mount Pleasant, and we'll see you next week.
Step back in time and create unforgettable memories of the 2024 Midwest Little Threshers reunion. Gather the family and immerse yourselves in the nostalgic charm of steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and the horses. Whether it's the savory delights from the North Village, to the log cabin, or the unforgettable concerts, this is where memories are crafted. Plan now to bask in the history of the past from August 29th to September 2nd in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for details. Don't miss this chance to make timeless